should we start with something more substantial or immediately hop to Adventure Time?
Fuck it. I don't know. Let's get Adventure Time.
So, yeah, let's do it now.
As someone who enjoyed Adventure Time growing up, definitely like the best person for me to talk to about the show. Did you have any ridiculous or wild headcanons or theories? Because I had this theory. So in season 1, at the end of the episode with Marceline, Evicted, the first appearance she's ever in. At the end, Finn and Jake, they go back home to the treehouse. There's a bunch of worms on the bed. And they're like, no worms on the bed. But then King Worm comes down. Wah, 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 and then
you're really good at that.
Then they start hugging them, right? They're hypnotized. Then in season 4, episode 18.
Damn.
Yeah, I had to look it up. In the episode titled King Worm, the episode's about Finn's just living life. He starts seeing shit is like weird. Jake's got he's got like mouths for eyes going like all this weird fucking crazy shit. And then he realizes like he's like breaking out of the illusion of King Worm. So I had a theory as a kid that from episode like 12 with Marceline up to season 4, episode 18, what if they were in that period of time?
That entire time it was an illusion.
I would have to look up what substantial events happened in that point, because otherwise it's just completely invalid. Like if Finn got a crazy new sword in that time, then and he still had it after the hallucination, then obviously he wasn't in a hallucination. But it just makes me wonder because I just thought it was.
You got any fan theories then like that?
Unfortunately, I don't, man, because everything's been debunked already.
So talked over. And,
yeah, so it's like I've seen it all. So it's like everything I've ever thought was talked about. But I guess something that I used to think that I really wanted to happen. I guess I'll say my part. Remember Goliad?
Yeah. Oh.
I used to think that somehow they would bring. I don't know. You remember Goliad? It was
It's PB's like weird cat daughter thing that was huge.
Yeah. And Finn had to become a cat person himself. I remember.
A cat.
She made like a clone version.
Yeah.
I always thought that they would bring him back somehow.
So I always thought because
he was a one-off, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it was one simple.
And it's weird, right? Because I have a dastardly opinion I'm about to share in a second, but they started showing off all the future stuff, right? So there was like the 1,000 Graybles, and you would see like the prize ball guardians, and then by the time we got to the end of the show, they had all this stuff, and yet in that time we never saw Goliad, who, as far as we know, is like lifeless. Like I don't think they can die.
They're immortal.
Here's my wild opinion I'm gonna throw out there. They could have almost made Goliad come back as the final boss of the show, and I would have thought that would be pretty cool.
They could have did something.
Because like they should have had her come back at least once.
Just think about where are they at? Where's Goliad and Stormo? Where everybody's fighting Golb?
Exactly. Well, because I know the whole point is that they're like having the psychic battle
forever.
But like with how much shit we see in the future, there's no way no one disrupted that. There were like wars.
There's nobody, bro.
There's no way that some like fucking stray rock didn't hit one of them and knock him out of the battle.
Wasn't that like one of, because there were hints, right, bits and pieces, but wasn't that moment like one of the points where it was like confirmed that PB is like fucked up?
Kinda,
because she needed Finn's hero DNA just to combat her kind of like, because I don't want to say evil, but
it proved how kind of tyrannical she is.
Yeah.
She's like, I want complete control over the will of everyone.
And then she just like, she should have taught Goliad herself. I know, obviously, yeah, she was tired and shit, but she's a fucking genius. She should have thought of like, okay, maybe I won't. Maybe let me sleep. Let me get my rest, and then I'll finish. Put the finishing touches on Goliad.
Exactly.
Like, let me just leave her in the hands of fucking Finn and Jake, who kill monsters all day.
Yeah.
What do they know about running the fucking
whole kingdom? Yeah.
That's what the point of Goliad was, to run the kingdom if PB died. What do Finn and Jake know about that?
Exactly. I still, to this day, from that episode, I still think about that. I'm the Don Juan Jerry Tempo when he's yelling at the kids. I still think about that. It's like, yeah, no, they should not have had those two. I feel like I had another thing I want to talk about in relation to. Oh yeah, when it comes to PB, some of the shit that you look at it, and I think people kind of gloss over it sometimes, but it's like you have the stuff with the rattle balls, which is already like there's that, which is crazy, and then just the origin of like the candy people a little bit. Like,
you remember? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's the fact that like, okay, this is a kind of a moral question that you could ask about anything. But
quandary.
If I could choose between two fates, death or being some like stupid like floops fluglies thing that isn't me, I'd rather just die. So the fact that Gumbald and Aunt, I can't remember her name, and Chiclay, they got turned into just dumbass candy people with no like real will. And I'm pretty sure when they got back to their original form, they were like, yeah, like I was conscious of that. I was like, that would suck. I would hate to just be the stupid ass punch bowl dancing in the background. Man. Like, I'd rather just die.
Shit sucks.
I feel like that's at that point. That's like not wanting to be like a zombie at that point, because you have and you're fully conscious.
Yeah.
Right. And then finally you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm me again. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I would rather just end it for me, especially if it's like they were not worth it. they were idiots.
Yeah.
I think actually not all of her candy people were idiots, but
that is something.
Most of them were pretty dumb.
How were they all so stupid?
Because it'd be easier to rule.
Yeah.
But then it makes me wonder though, like
Peppermint Butler wasn't as dumb. But that nigga was.
I think
that nigga had his own.
I think she made him like special counsel.
Yeah, he was her right hand person though. So,
but stuff like that, it makes me wonder. Like, I guess it's another case of like it's kind of technically been debunked because the show's already gone. But sometimes I do wonder, like, what if other candy people were someone else before they were them? Mm-hmm. But if they didn't get turned back and the others did, then probably not. But still interesting to think about.
Okay, back to your theories. I guess this could be a theory. You remember when Finn's flashback, when he was Shoko?
Yeah.
It was basically showing what she was doing. You remember that big-ass pit of goo they was covering up? What the fuck happened in that, first off? But my theory was, you remember how the banana guards were green? You know, they were like, obviously they're bananas. They weren't like done, ripe or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in present day, they're yellow. What if in the future, because they're stupid. Yeah, right? They're stupid.
They're dumb.
What if in the future they get smarter? Like, as they start becoming more... ripe, I guess you could say. What if they're more advanced? Okay, obviously she only got that one Gumball Guardian fucking protect the whole kingdom. But what if inside of that Gumball Guardian is like the ultimate banana guard?
They like dispense them out.
Like, or somehow the Gumball Guardian died, then that's her second wave of defense.
Yeah. You know, one thing that upset me about the Gumball Guardians in that show, like obviously it's a cartoon, they're not going to keep everything tight and super consistent, but those niggas can stop time. So how did like Gunter with a bunch of penguin clones? I forgot about that. How did like Gunter with a bunch of penguin clones almost kill them?
Well, Gunter's Gunter though, right? Gunter isn't just a penguin.
But I get he had a magic amulet and all that, but it's like
maybe because when they stopped the time, it was the like royal promise.
That's what I was thinking. But then it makes you wonder. Okay, well, what is the royal promise? Is that a Gumball Guardian thing, or is that something else?
Right.
Wait, how did PB give them that ability?
Well, that's why we're saying it might be the promise that can do that. But then how come they can move during? See, I don't know. That's what's weird to me about it. Man, there's so much shit about Adventure Time. This like I wish I just knew.
You know, an episode I really think about a lot. That is real slept on. Dentist. When Finn's teeth was fucked up and he went down that hole with them ants and shit. That was a pretty wild episode.
That one is weird. Some of those fever dreams.
It's so out of there. It's like not normal. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, what the fuck? But Tiffany is definitely a favorite character of mine because Tiffany, because she came back, or he came back.
I'm still confused.
Wait, what?
Tiffany? But he's got like...
Man, Tiffany is a boy with like a wig or hair or something, man.
Yeah, and he's got this way mustache too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, though.
Yep.
But the episode where Finn and Jake dressed up as banana guards because one of them was like doing graffiti and shit. You remember the graffiti he was doing? He was like, he even posted something with Goliad and Stormo, and then he had something with Tiffany after everybody thought Tiffany died. It was just pretty crazy. It was like Easter eggs, basically, if you look at it. And that was just something I fucked with. That episode was pretty crazy because they brought back Goliad, basically. Like it was a callback to fucking Goliad, and it was like,
I haven't completely forgotten about you.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's why I thought that they was going to bring back her officially. Yeah, like fight somebody or some shit, man.
Because the thing is with Adventure Time, it's like, you know, I feel like every time they introduce like some new character, they're so cool that you want to see them again. Like, especially when you're talking about on like power scales. Like, I would love to have seen some crazy battles or something with with Goliad with like a future, more advanced, more powerful Finn going at it. I feel like you could do so much stuff. I know we were talking about in episode 17 or something. We were talking about how just Finn's pure will. We're talking about how
willpower.
strong. The fact that he could resist Goliad's psychic powers too is also
something
crazy.
to think about. That's wild.
I mean, and it's something like he's always had. Even when he was fighting the Lich for the first time in that sweater moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, go into the well, Finn, right? My ass would have walked into the well. I'm sure I would have been. I would have been gone.
I would have been soup. Absolutely.
But the man is such a diehard. My sweater, he's such a diehard.
Bro, I love.
You can't hate him.
Adventure Time's got some really cool deep lore, man.
How do you feel about the formula that goes into now? Because at first it was unique in the way where like, okay, the first season or so is a bunch of goofy shit, and as you go along, things get more serious.
I liked it.
I enjoy that a lot, actually. I think that's the reason why I really like Adventure Time and Steven Universe, things like that.
I enjoy it I think what carries shows like that and makes those moments really good is how good they are at foreshadowing. Because if they weren't if they just drop shit on you, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
You're right.
But they always hint at stuff. Like we were talking about Shoko. When they do the episode in the mansion and the fucking Shoko ghost is coming at him.
Yes!
That shit, I started thinking about that like when the Shoko stuff started happening. I was like, no way
Why did they do that?
Like that
Where did that come from?
That's what I'm saying.
Where did it fucking
Yes,
go?
because then they were like, "What are you talking about? That part wasn't real." It's
Yeah,
like
He put it in his vault.
Like, I'm putting it in the vault.
And that was it. That was it.
And it wasn't it for like, okay, I'm gonna reference it like 3 episodes later. No, I borderline forgot that shit happened.
Bro, Shoko didn't show up for like another 2 seasons.
That's what I'm saying. That alone made that episode my favorite episode in the whole show. Because it's just
I think
so
you just
cool.
said, I kind of glossed off, didn't even hear you. But when he said none of that shit happened, like the walls trying to eat them, the birds.
They were like, how did you do that? Jacob's like, what are you talking about?
Because everything else.
What was it?
Because it then makes you wonder about the mansion, right? Because like we know Shoko died under the tree, so it's like,
why was she there?
Yeah, what was she doing over
Why
there?
was she there?
I
What
didn't
was
even
her
think of
soul
that.
doing?
I never even thought of the mansion by itself. I just thought it was just like the random ass area.
Yeah.
I was too fucking invested in what was going on.
Because it's so much to take in. Man, I love that.
That is so perfect.
And if
I've never seen a cartoon do it that perfect.
If the show doesn't do shit like that, then it probably won't be able to incorporate story as well. Like if you just start dropping shit on people
Out of nowhere.
like even with Steven Universe, I really liked how when we first see Lapis, it's the craziest shit.
I love
There's just
Lapis.
the water floating away and shit.
Yes,
and then
bro.
and when you finally get to her, she's just like, all right, peace. And flies off. It's like, what the fuck? I want to
Love
know more about
Lapis.
you now.
Lapis is my favorite character in all of Steven Universe.
Oh my god. I ship Lapis and Peridot heavy.
Same thing with Paradise.
I didn't even ship. I never shipped Lapis. That was the thing. I never found nobody. I never thought of anybody.
I like her as
Okay.
just a solo unit.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
That's how I feel with Peridot too, just because Peridot's just...
Yeah, you never see Peridot as like somebody who would like somebody.
Yeah.
You know what the amazing thing about Lapis is that she started as nothing. Because you remember she was just a little gem in a mirror, right? And she couldn't even fucking talk. She had to like record expressions and then play it back.
Shit.
And then you keep going and you find out she's the only reason that they were able to hold back Jasper for like, well, how long was it? Was it like months, a year, where they were under the ocean?
Yeah.
And she was a prisoner in her own body just so Jasper wouldn't get away. That like you wouldn't. How do you go from that? And they did it so seamless.
I will say I need to like actually go back and rewatch Steven Universe and go all the way through, but because I think I only watched the first couple of seasons and then I started watching it sparingly, but from what I've seen, mind you, like I said, gotta actually watch it more.
Of course.
I don't like what they did with Peridot very much, because when we first see Peridot, she's scary. Like she's got those little fucking robot babies and she fucking crushes one, and I'm just like, holy, this is an evil bitch. And then you fast forward and she's like, she's just the gremlin girl. And it's like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Claude's is all she fucking got to her name.
yeah, I kind of wish they kept her as like a because I feel like Steven Universe doesn't have many like Lich equal, like, that's the character that's the scariest, because they all just end up being friends.
Right.
They get Undertale.
And that's kind of how, like, they get Undertale. That's kind of how, because remember, the diamonds were the biggest thing for a while, right? And there was like, yo, the pink, not pink diamond, the yellow diamond, white diamond, blue diamond. Those are the rulers, the overlords of the universe, of the galaxy. They're conquerors. And then Steven goes over there. He's like, "Sup, auntie? How y'all doing? Y'all chilling? We all good here. Let's calm down."
Finn was fighting his ass off, boy. Finn ain't have no choice to, bro. Everybody Finn tried to talk to, he had to kill. Fern, Tiffany. He tried to talk to Tiffany, and Tiffany failed. No. What happened?
Well, when they were like in the sewer thing?
In the underground, the worm ate Tiffany. I don't know who else. He had to fight these niggas. Finn had to for real be choice. Like, bro, you didn't hear me the first time, nigga. I'm gonna need you to hear me the second time, and that's it. Like, bro, Finn had no choice.
That actually poses a good question of, like, what cartoon characters within a reasonable, like, power scale could successfully like win fights or whatever in another character's universe. Because Steven, I don't think, would be able to handle some of the shit that Finn goes through.
It's not even, I think. There's no way.
No,
there's no
Steven
way.
could hold his own, but he wouldn't last.
He wouldn't last. I think
it's not even necessarily a physical thing. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
I think OG shit, where, like, Finn's, like, going through just not normal motherfuckers, but just motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Sure. But then there's, like, the end game shit? I don't know, bro.
I don't know how.
I don't know.
I think it depends on how old, like, because I know early Steven Universe didn't deal with all the anxiety shit that younger Steven Universe didn't deal with the anxiety shit that older Steven Universe does. So I feel like younger Steven Universe might have the same effect as Finn when it comes to the Lich. But I don't know. Steven was on some shit when he got older. I feel like he would have walked.
I don't think Steven has the same mental fortitude as Finn.
I mean, clearly.
I love Steven. No, listen, I love Steven Universe. I just don't think Steven himself has the same willpower as Finn does.
Yeah, no.
And so when it comes to things like would Steven have walked into the abyss fighting the Lich and shit like that? I low-key think he might have. I think it might have ended right there.
Man, you know, I love Adventure Time, but I really wish some of those antagonists got more time. Like the Orgalorg should have got more than one episode.
Yeah,
because that shit was
he was. My bad. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, you go.
He was. Do you remember in the one episode where Sweet Pea was getting taught by
the speech?
Yes. Yeah. Orgalorg was in that little picture.
The broth of, like, monsters.
Yeah, when it was like before time, there was monsters and shit. Like, Orgalorg was there, and that's like, bro, you're telling me you're gonna fucking show a little split second of Orgalorg, but you're not gonna show us another episode.
That's what I mean. Because we know the Lich was in there because he said it. We know Hunt and Abadir was in there.
I still want to see. I didn't see him. I guess it was just
implied. I think, yeah. And then Golb probably surpasses that because it's fucking Golb.
Yeah, because Lich is the scholar of Golb. So
yeah. So you would think that Orgalorg being in that group, like he would get some screen time.
He's technically like the last one of his kind.
Yeah, basically. But they just kind of all just comes and goes in one episode, which is a little unfortunate. Especially because, like, you know, one of the most important things throughout the entire story of the show is the comments, Catalyst comments. That man just said, "I'm gonna eat that bitch." So like, come on now. They could have done so much, but with what they have done, though, I will always. That's like top. Honestly, probably my favorite cartoon, but top 3 shows too. Like, I love Adventure Time, man.
If you can make something, right? If you can make something that's like, I'm gonna give you all the resources to make a cartoon the exact way you want it to be. What kind of show would you make?
Wait, what kind of show or what kind of cartoon?
What kind of cartoon?
It'd probably be something similar to Adventure Time, honestly. Either that or it would be something similar to Over the Garden Wall.
I was about to say that. It'd be more over like a mini series more. I'm pretty.
Because I feel like it's easier to.
I feel like a mini series is gonna hit harder because it's like episode. I mean, not an episode. A regular show like Adventure Time. It had what, like 8-9 seasons.
Adventure Time was going for a while.
Yeah, you gonna watch that all the time. Yeah, you love it and all. But the mini series is gonna hit you harder because it's only
you got what you got. And
it gets you so much more in like those couple episodes.
Because like what Over the Garden Wall came out.
Damn.
Man, it's been a minute. I want to say 20.
I don't even remember.
14-ish?
I remember,
Wasn't
you know what I
14?
remember? I don't remember the year, but I remember definitely it coming out and me staying up, begging my mom to stay up past my bedtime to watch all them fucking episodes. Because they came out specifically as soon as you got out of school.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I've been it's been years, and I still rewatch it every year.
I rewatch it every fucking year.
That's an impact.
Is it really that good?
Bro,
I love Over the Garden Wall.
I have it. I can't even fucking get the words out. Like, dude,
I'll watch it.
Once I got it for Christmas on DVD, I've yet to not watch it.
Bro, it's one of those shows. Like, it is a
S-tier?
tradition for me to watch.
S-tier?
Yes.
Oh, I got nothing to say about Golb. Remember he tried to eat Finn? What was that about? And that when Finn was in that pillow world, he was coming back.
I still wanted that. Like, that's crazy.
And they just dropped him on us.
They put the final boss in an episode about fucking pillows.
What?
Out of nowhere.
That is insane.
Out of nowhere. And then
I love the foreshadowing in that show so much.
Bro,
I don't know, man.
It's perfect.
It's like there's also, I can't remember what episode it's in, but there's Finn's like imagining what he would look like as the perfect hero. In his imagination, he has a robot.
No matter what, every time you see future Finn, he's missing an arm.
Yeah,
and that's some crazy shit.
That's from that was like
I've never even noticed that.
Yeah. Bro, you need to every time Finn sees his future self, he never has an arm. He's missing an arm. Or he has at least a robot arm, but he's missing an arm.
Yeah.
Yo!
I'm telling you, man.
Every time.
That's crazy to me.
That's crazy!
Because, like, growing up, I always figured that it getting more story was an accident. But sometimes I wonder, like,
I think that was purposeful.
How much did they have planned?
There's too much shit within season 1. And I think the thing was because it was Adventure Time came at a point that it revived Cartoon Network. Remember?
It absolutely, yes.
Because there was no guarantee that Adventure Time was going to have a season 2 because Cartoon Network was dying. And then all of a sudden, Adventure Time popped up. Regular show popped up.
Gumball.
Amazing World of Gumball popped up. Yep. Steven Universe popped and then it revived itself. Right? But there was no guarantee that season 2 of Adventure Time was going to happen because it was dying. Adventure Time I won't say single-handedly,
but it was a huge part.
It was a huge part in bringing Cartoon Network back.
It was like some Knights of the Round Table type shit. Man.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Like, ooh,
I think it was purposeful. I think.
I can't help but always bring it back to, like, villains and creepy shit because I like macabre shit, but it's scary to think of the kind of shit that the Lich can do outside of what we are, like, what everyone thinks of. You know, obviously you can do the full, and then all that. That's already scary.
That, bro, I rewind that part so many times. Him just fall, dude.
So cool,
dude. He has the literal power to just make you weak, nigga.
Yeah, bro. And then
done for.
One thing I don't think people talk about enough. This nigga, Skinwalker style, stole Billy's body. Billy, the legendary hero.
The legendary hero, Billy. I forgot about my man.
Bro just straight up stole his identity and completely tricked Finn and Jake. That is bonkers to me. Insane. Imagine, because I think that concept is scary in and of itself.
Worshipped Billy.
Exactly. Imagine you meet your hero, and then like, bro's just like, I'm actually the person you hate the most. Like that'd be so fucking scary.
That's another little thing we talk about how Finn isn't fucking mentally fucked up. Like he'll go through something like that.
Yeah.
Seeing your hero fucking lose his skin and become like the thing you hate the most.
Hate, fear, or anything.
You should forever be brain dead.
Yeah,
bro.